I think I was speaking probably, when I said that, probably from many of the fans that have gone to the game, you know, and fans have paid a lot of money to get over to Qatar, you know, probably taking time off work to get to that game. Wasn't the easiest game to get to, you know, the furthest stadium away from Doha. And just the performance for me was quite flat. The players looked tired, you know, some of the players looked like didn't have the energy of the first game. And when I look back at it now, I feel, you know, maybe was we a bit harsh? Yes, it wasn't the greatest performance, but look at it, it's a tournament. It's not about really how you play. It's about trying to win the World Cup. If we win the World Cup playing like we did against USA, then no one's going to, you know, have anything negative to say to Gareth Southgate. But if they do want to win the World Cup, then players have to perform a lot better. And maybe a lot of changes are needed for the Wales game. Give players that chance to get some rest in before the
knockouts.
Yeah, the knockout stage.
Well, the USA were very dogged and they had an incredible energy in their team, which I sort of thought about as I come back with you in the game. I kept thinking, well, you know, that margin between success and failure is really tight, and they put absolutely and then it got to the stage, Gab, and we've all been there. We've been there as players where, you know, in the end you get over the line with something from the game, which is, you know, you take that forward and you look back and think, well, yeah, that wasn't great then, but if England get the performance right, then it's all forgotten.
Yeah, I think as well, Cass and Natalie, Gareth Southgate's probably thinking, we're not playing very well. Let's just not lose it. You know, it's a tournament. You understand if it was a different sort of game, but this is a tournament where he wants to get us, you know, into the knockout stages. There's no point in his mind, America are on us, Pulisic is getting on the ball very well and getting into some good positions. If I bring all the attacking players on and we lose, you know what I mean? No one's going to look back in a year's time and say, oh, we're really bad against USA. They'll look back and say, where did England finish in the tournament? You know what I mean? Some other teams have won the World Cup, not playing well all the way through, but they've been organised, disciplined, and won the World Cup by a bit of genius from a player. What we were looking for from Harry Kane against the USA.
Yeah. If you were... there was a lot of clamour, I should say, for Phil Foden. There always is. I mean, we spoke about it earlier. The Euros, it was Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish needs to start, etc., etc. A similar situation now we find ourselves with Phil Foden. Did you understand where Gareth Southgate was coming from about positionally couldn't make it work for Phil Foden?
Not for me, no. Phil Foden could play anywhere. He could play in left back if he wanted to, or right back, and he'd do a good job of it. You know, he's that talented. You've seen him for Manchester City. He might play on the left or on the right, but he moves around like all players do. He's got that rotation in him. So I was just a bit frustrated watching it. Just how poor Mason Mount was. I mean, I do like Mason Mount. I feel that people can get on his back, but he was so poor all game, and he looked like he had energy. He didn't look like one of the players that looked tired. He was running after defenders, running after the keeper, but everything he was doing was going wrong. You know, his pass was wrong, his decision making was wrong, and when you've got someone like Phil Foden there, just bring him on. You know, bring him on. You could have had Henderson and Rice sitting, and you could have been like, you know what, Foden, come on for Mount. So, next game against Wales, I just feel Southgate has got to unleash Phil Foden. Go on then, this is your chance. You know, you, Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, go out there.
So you play them together?
I'll play both of them, yeah.
So how would you play?
I'll play Jack off the left. And Phil Foden off the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're dropping Saka?
Yeah, I'll drop Saka. I'll drop not drop. I feel I'll rest.
Yeah, it's
Saka.
a harsh thing to say.
I'll take Saka out. I'll take Sterling out. I feel like Harry Kane's going to be dying for a goal, so you keep Harry Kane, and then the midfield three. It's hard to choose out of. You might even think about bringing someone else in that number 10 position. You know, it could be.
Well,
Maddison is fit enough. Conor Gallagher's there. Is a chance maybe for Bellingham to get another goal, or does he need a rest? He's younger. Does he need much more of a rest? But I do feel like this is the game to give some players a rest. Trippier, right back. I thought he's been poor this tournament. I'd bring Trent in. I'd say, Trent, this is the game. Go show me what you've got. Eric Dyer I'd bring in for Harry Maguire. So you got a chance to make changes now because they look very tired against USA.
Well, it's the only time you really have got the opportunity to test others, because once it comes to knockouts, you've got to have that best 11 that you possibly could have. So you're right, in a way, changing your 11 going to that Wales game is the only time really you can do it.
Yeah, well, game time's really important for a number of players, and it's not only about their performance, it's getting them in a team, giving them minutes, because they will be called upon. Managers will need Jack, Phil Foden and others, that Trent, they'll need to sometimes call upon them. So you want them up to speed.
Declan Rice as well, I'll bring out for Calvin Phillips. I just feel like give as many players in that team you can a rest, because our second 11 should beat Wales, and that's not being disrespectful to Wales, it's just facts. Our second 11 are all top Premier League players. So these players need minutes. I'm sure Declan Rice, Saka, Sterling would love a rest. Get yourself 5-6 days off, less training, recover, because the knockout stage is going to be tough. If we get the Netherlands or Senegal, both going to be tough games. And what I've noticed about this World Cup is you can't underestimate teams. I was so confident going into the USA game, like, you look at their back four, Zimmerman, Ream, and you're looking at their whole 11, and you're like, okay, 3-4-0. I was speaking to a fan walking in, and he was asking me, an England fan, what do you think, Gabby? I'm like, probably about 3-0, I'd say. He's like, okay, I'll take your judgment. And I was like, after the game, I was like, hope I don't see him again. But that's what it shows. When teams show heart and desire and are organised, it's hard to get through them.
Yeah.
Last night, a bit of brilliance from Messi, but Mexico was so organised, so fit, getting to the ball first.
You're right, and this World Cup's already been unpredictable. We've seen some shock results. The fact that England didn't lose that game, despite being so bad in comparison to the USA, still is a massive positive.
Denmark and France, Denmark done very well.
They did.
A bit of a late goal from Mbappe. If he didn't score that, it's a draw for Denmark.
That could only be the player that makes a difference, that the team enables them to win the tournament.
Yeah.